Kevin James.
I've never seen.
Does that nigga still live in Queens? I don't think so.
He's still the king, bro. If you ever have some time, because they.
Oh, Kyle Kuzma just got dunked on. Nice.
I think Kevin James just blends in with the rest of the people at the Garden.
He does.
They can't find him.
Kevin James looks like
fucking Paul Blart.
There's so many fat white guys here. I don't understand.
He is your average Jets fan that you just happen to see in the mezzanine.
Yeah, wearing a dirty Mets hat.
Yep. Dirty Mets hat.
Bro.
Backwards.
Bro, I'm telling you, he's Tommy from Staten Island.
They told the fan cam up to find Kevin James, and he was just like,
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
Anime book club. Let's get it.
Yeah. All right. So if you guys are following along with us, this is the wildest show we've watched so far.
Easily.
Together.
It's not even close.
Yeah, together.
It's not even close.
And it's honestly amazing. It's funny. There's satire. Like, for some reason, there was real plot, quote unquote real plot. But we're watching Shimoneta, A Boring World Where the Concept of Dirty Jokes Doesn't Exist. For this week, we did 4 through 6. If you're not watching this, I don't know why.
And you're missing out.
You are missing out.
Okay, so if you're from Mav's Twitter listening to this, because I will retweet this when this is out, but if you are from Mav's Twitter and you're not into anime, do not start with this one. but if you are into anime and just want something that's really silly and just like that you might be not safe for work, this is the one for you. Because so like John DM'd me the other day and I was like, hey, like, do you want the podcast? And I was like, yeah, obviously, blah blah. And he's like, hey, if you want to be part of the anime book club, here's what we're watching. Just gave the title, didn't tell me anything else, was just like, okay. And I knew beforehand, I think you guys were doing a palate cleanser, because I know it's kind of like the form you guys do something a little serious, palate cleanser, serious, which is like, okay, it's a perfect way to do things. And I was like, okay, cool, it's to be like a palate cleanser, probably something that's kind of dumb, like kind of silly. And so I watched it. I watched the first episode subbed with my fiance in the room. And the first episode really isn't that bad. It's not too bad, but at the same time I was like, damn, okay, like if this is like the first episode, like, because the first episode you're supposed to build things up. And I was like, fuck, okay, like how is this gonna go like the rest of the season? And so she sat there like partially watching some of it, and she was like, what the fuck are you watching? And I was like, it's fine, this is probably the one that you're supposed to be watching with me, like, because again, I'm trying to get my fiance more into anime. I was like, it's probably not the one. Like, I was literally like, I told her, I was like, I'm doing it for a podcast. Like, even though like in my head, I was like, I probably would have watched it like on my own eventually. But yeah, it's a fun fucking ride so far.
Yeah.
So.
I'm glad that you brought up that. So like last week, I watched the English dub, which on Funimation is where it's at, and it's also the uncut version. I know you guys are both watching it on Hulu, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Hulu just has the Japanese, so it has the sub and it's the simulcast. So it's like partially censored and stuff like that. I also think it's hilarious when they censor shows like this because they don't do like a normal censor or just be like, all right, we'll draw this person with clothes or some shit like that. They just do those big ass stickers.
Yeah.
And from watching this week, I decided to watch both. So I watched one full episode. I've watched episode 5, both dub and sub. The other parts I watched 4 in Japanese, which parts I thought were really funny. I watched it in English to see if it still hit, and then I did the opposite for 6. It's great in either sub or dub. Honestly, like legit, it hits great. I personally like the dub more because since it's in English and it's uncut, they're more aggressive with the jokes.
Yep.
Like the perfect example, we're obviously going to get to the episode when we fully do it, but I'm pretty sure it was episode 5 when all the students are like kind of rushing and they're yelling shit when they're looking at the pictures. The girl goes, in Japanese, they just go, oh, can two guys have a baby? And in English, they go, if 2 guys' dicks touch, do they make a baby? And like when you're not expecting anything like that, bro, it just hits like crazy.
Just make sure whenever you're watching the English dub, Just make sure.
Bro,
there's
I
no
was in a
subtitles
house
on.
by myself
Yeah, I'm
and
about
was
to say,
literally
yeah,
like,
make sure there's no subtitles,
Yeah.
bro. No spoilers.
Jesus
oh,
Christ.
my goodness. Wow.
not you dropping all the Henny's hitting that crazy.
God damn.
But
Shit.
I was in a house by myself and still felt like, damn, I really hope no one comes in and like just hears the audio of this right now.
The beauty of listening to it subbed.
But either
For
way,
real.
the sub is still fucking a little wild.
Yeah, sub is fucking.
I'm about to say,
hilarious.
yeah, it's oh my god, yo, like this shit is really crazy.
Yeah, so little background, it's a satire of Japan where they're basically policing everyone so that no one's horny, makes dirty jokes, any of that shit, and then also the youth is undereducated in all sexual health.
Yep.
So two people are basically trying to do it and they go about it in a hilarious way. Now we can get into this week we did 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
So okay, so before we go into those episodes,
Mhm.
I will say that I was watching some Funimation app. I don't have so I'm not the owner of this Funimation account.
Mhm.
It's my cousin. My cousin who is a big weeb and like he shares with like all the entire family basically.
Fuck it.
Anyone else who watches anime. And so I'm really afraid that he's gonna fucking text me and be like, "What the fuck are you watching?" Like, because I've been using it to watch the animes of the season.
Yeah.
Like so it's coming out like this year. And he's like, "Oh, why the fuck are you watching this from like 2015 or whatever?" It's like, and I just gotta be like, "Hey, like it flew under my radar. I didn't fucking see it until now."
He's gonna be like, yo, it slaps.
I was like, "Don't watch it though. Like, don't do it." Like,
Goes crazy. Oh yeah.
but yeah,
Shit's crazy.
So I'll probably end up sending this to him so he can listen. But
For sure.
shout out to you, thank you for letting me access your account for. I split the cost every year, so so thank you.
So episode 4, that was what I know the end half because that's really when we get into the
Yeah.
like things.
All
So
right.
that's when homie finds out he has a stalker, right?
Well, episode 4 starts out where they basically said, how do you pronounce her name? Saotami. Basically, she's part of the crew now.
yes,
Which is
Otome.
cool. Altame?
I think that's what it is.
Well,
Otome.
it's Saotome.
Whatever her name is,
Okay.
little short girl.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
short girl, right? She part of the crew now,
Mhm.
right? And yeah, I mean, you knew that was gonna happen though. I mean, if you watch the opening credits,
Maybe.
but
Spoilers ahead.
but yeah, nah, but Anna's mom is out here on a power trip, out here trying to give everybody chastity belts.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
that shit got me tight.
And I'm just like, damn, it's crazy. It's kind of ironic that Anna's mom is out here, this whole morality person.
When in real life,
Because
she's
why?
she
Why
had-
is it? Why is it ironic, Justin?
Oh, because she out here with the big mommy milkers. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh.
it's also ironic for the reason we'll get into in the later episodes.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, so she's out here wilding on some power trip. Yeah, we're gonna give these kids chastity
was
belts.
it Prohibition X, I believe it's called.
Prohibition X was the law.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing about it was in her press conference, she was like, "Yeah, kids have independence to do whatever they want,
Yeah, but on,
but
on
also
Sunday,
but also on Sunday they're gonna come here to
Hell
sign
yeah.
this petition, and yeah, because we're gonna show the world that hey, if kids want all this morality, then obviously it works. Yeah, so that's some awesome bullshit. Then, right? Oh boy, oh boy,
Oh, also Sis is acting weird. This is the fallout of the kiss.
this is also after
Yeah,
the kiss,
so-
right?
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
Oh yeah.
Can we?
dude.
The first
Tanakichi's
time,
acting really. He's like,
Yeah.
damn, Anna's acting real weird. She hasn't
Yeah.
come see me.
understandable.
Like,
yeah, my man's was in the. Well, first and foremost, my man's was in the whole hospital.
after saving her.
Yeah,
she ain't come through. Honestly,
And it's like we know like why she's like being weird about it, but like you gotta realize like he's like a 6-year-old kid, like doesn't know like and obviously like
He knows more than most
Sexuality-
people, but still.
it's like sexuality is not like a thing in this world.
Yep.
So he's just like, oh, she's fucking mad. Like
Right.
there's like no other like thought in his head where it's like, okay, it could be like, hey, she's like really interested in me, or she like this like which ends up happening, unleashes a fucking beast basically. like, and so, in his own head, he's like, oh fuck, I really fucked up. And I think that's actually like I think if I grew up in an era where it's like sexuality wasn't a thing or anything like that, it'd be like, okay, like I could totally see that being like my
Yeah.
first reaction, like, oh, she's really fucking mad.
It's like
I
the
know some
when,
G
when
shit.
little kids when they like pick on each other, it means that they like them.
Yeah.
It's like that type
yeah.
of shit.
basically.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So,
long story short, like basically, Blue Snow was like, "Yo, yo, I need you to fucking hand out all this crazy ass fucking porn bullshit, just so like corrupt more of the minds or whatever." So my man, he go to the crib, he sees his fucking mailbox stuff, like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So he's like, "Yo." Next day, tells Blue Snow, yo, like, I can't do this shit because, yo, somebody's watching me. She's like, oh, word, really? All right, we're going to explore this a little bit further.
Man was getting envelopes full of mysterious substances.
Oh, bruh.
The substance was on the floor. Bro,
Yup.
I thought, honestly, I was like, damn, some nigga nutted on his porch.
That's what I'm saying.
crazy.
Yup.
I was like,
It was so fucking gross, bro. So fucking gross. But I like gross, so you know, they're not really actually gross.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, of course you know. And then of course, Anna pulls up to the crib with my boys there because they trying to trap Shorty because they trying to figure out whoever the stalker is, and you know, little Shorty in the
Yeah,
back.
she
like,
needed to see visual evidence to really go full Da Vinci. She was
It's
like,
so
I can't
crazy.
draw without
It's
without
so
seeing it in
crazy,
person.
The levels of sexuality. She's basically a cuck, and she's like, yeah, I need to see this shit. You know what I'm saying? Rather than like actually like sit there and
Well,
like,
no, that wouldn't make.
I don't
her,
know.
That
She's
wouldn't make
just
her
a
cuck.
visual artist, dog.
No,
Alright.
that wouldn't make
Yeah.
her the cuck. If she,
well, it wouldn't make her the cuck, but she saying
No.
she likes to see she likes to watch.
Listen, she's a visual learner. So
Yeah.
she needed to see it, and she can't see it in porns. So she's the one who has to draw the porn.
Yep.
So she's like, I got to see what it looks like in real life.
because she can't draw anything that's not right in front of
Yeah,
her.
I
Oh,
also
yeah.
think it's funny
Yeah,
that they just
yeah.
refer to it as docking the whole time when it's like,
that's so fucking.
I'm
funny.
dead ass about to start calling that shit from now
do you
on.
know? Have you heard about the docking thing with Mormons though?
I've heard.
Have you heard about that?
No, what is this? What is
I've heard
So-
about docking in other ways.
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't.
yeah.
This is also a term for Mormons because you know Mormons can't have sex and stuff. So apparently, what horny Mormon teens do is they just insert and don't move. Right? So they go, oh, we're not having sex because we're not. There's no motion of it. So they call it docking.
I've also
because,
heard it called soaking.
Yes, I've heard that too.
Stoking?
So-
What the?
Yeah, so they literally just sit inside and then they don't do anything.
And
They
then-
don't move. Or
and then what?
the next level is they get a friend to shake the bed. So the motion happens, but since
What?
they're not doing it, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're sin free because we're not doing it."
Imagine you move it around like Wacky Waving and Inflatable Arm Flame 2, man.
Wait,
What's
First of all, imagine being inside of a girl and having your boy come in the room just to shake the bed.
is that
Matt, what was his name?
we're
from
gonna
Family
shake
Guy?
the room or the
Oh,
possible?
yeah, that was it. Wacky waving.
No,
arm.
the dude's name, the salesman.
Al
name.
Harrington.
My name is Al Harrington. I'm from Al Harrington.
Oh
Wacky Waving
my
Inflatable Arm
God,
Flame
dude.
2 Man Sales Emporium. And I swear, what?
Yeah, so
Bringing
that's
the
what.
savings to you.
Does that count as a threesome?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I was about to say, running the train to a new height.
Right.
I'm Al Harrington.
So that's why whenever they
Oh
say
my
docking, I'm like Jesus. But yeah, so she
Episode-
gets
episode 4.
the end of episode 4 was pretty wild, and not only does Anna get fully revealed, I'm literally sitting here like at this point this is hentai, and
Yeah.
Softcore.
Like,
Cinemax, nigga.
bruh,
No, my
Oh,
fiance.
Cinemax.
My fiance's sitting next to me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? Like, what am I watching? What the fuck?"
I
is
feel like
this?
I told you it was a
Like,
little wild.
Yeah, you did. No, you were like, "No, bro." I'm looking at my fucking DMs right now, bro. 'Cause
See,
I swear you didn't tell me shit about this.
I'm telling you, it was one of those situations where I'm watching the show. I'm like, all right, you know, like the part in Django where he was like, "You piqued my curiosity, but now you have my attention." That was
Yeah.
really me at the end of episode 4. I'm like, oh,
Niggas was
Yeah.
watching like, whoa, what the fuck?
JT,
Alright, now I gotta-
JT had to look at
yeah.
his browser
You
and
did
make sure he
you
was
did
on the
say-
right website.
I was
You did
like-
say it was wild. You did say it was wild as fuck, John. My bad, bro.
like now I'm like, wow, now I actually have to pay attention. Now I can
Bruh.
pay attention to
JT,
these.
that's
And
it.
even like you talking about pay attention, bro. The way that episode 5 starts is fucking crazy, son.
bro, that's it. Homie,
Episode
the,
5,
the first start of him just going, "Oh yeah, that whole thing was a dream. There's no way that happened." I'm like, "Oh really?"
Nigga said,
Nah.
here it is.
She was
Here's
on.
the proof.
She was on
whew.
some. Man, look,
She was on some voodoo shit right
I'm
there,
about
dog.
to tell you, I've only seen that in person maybe like twice in my life. That type of like that.
Wait, what?
That type of energy. Yeah,
Oh, energy.
Okay.
that type of energy.
I
Yeah.
thought you meant in person someone baked you vagina cookies.
No,
I
I
was
was talking
like,
about. No, time out. I was talking about her
I
energy
eat
from
the
the
fuck out.
night.
Okay, not for
I eat the
nothing.
fuck
If
out
I,
some vagina
bro,
cookies.
if I was
I
an
would not.
adult,
I would.
If I was
I'll
an
shoot you.
adult and a girl that I liked was like, I made you vagina cookies, I would be like, this is wild, but you might be wilder. So what
I'll
we
smack
getting
the shit on the
into?
floor.
The Erica Badu incense video.
Yes, indeed.
Niggas
Nah,
would have to call Tyrone.
Yeah, so basically Anna's just full on out. Like
Her
now
love
she's
that.
out in the open.
She's
how much
horny. She's horny.
She big horny energy.
On
But
main-
it also
on
goes
main.
into the larger plot.
horny on
of-
main with no license. This shit is
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. Just like,
It goes into the larger plot of her thinking this is love.
I mean,
She
it
goes,
is.
these
Yeah.
are the feelings
Yeah,
of
which-
love.
which I mean, like, is a very good, like, the way they mentioned that was just like, what the fuck's her name? The main girl.
Oh, Blue Snow.
Blue Snow.
Yeah,
Which
Blue
is
Snow.
cool
Where
for
she's,
the Blue Snow.
where she's like, oh god, she doesn't know the difference between love and lust, and I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Like that's
Ayame.
That's something that we have to we
Yeah.
deal with regularly in society.
Especially
now.
in high school too.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
get
super-
people in
yeah.
their first relationships. A lot of times, a lot of kids like you get that whole straight up "I love you" right away. You
right
know what
away,
I mean?
bro. It's like it wasn't love, bro. Like
It wasn't
I
love, your
liked
dick
him a
just
lot.
hard.
Right.
There was no post nut clarity yet. Bro. Like, you did not know. Like
That is the greatest feeling in the world.
No, that's a fact, bro.
So it was.
And shit just continues going
So
on after
episode
that.
4 was actually a plot heavy episode because we get on full where she's like, yo, we got to do our final stand. You know, she moved the signing to the day we're supposed to raid this forest and get the last porn, like the OD porn is in this
Yeah.
forest.
It's like they're raiding like the Bunny Ranch and it's Hugh Hefner's long lost stash.
Yep. Yeah.
So she's
Yeah,
like, we
bro.
got to do this. And he's like, yo, I can't do anything you need me to do because she's chasing me around all fucking day. And we get into the whole scene where she's like, you know what? It's going to be us on our own right now. Everyone's cracking down, but I got to do it. Here's the turning point. You love you some character development, and there was some character development in this episode.
There was, bro. Cause then you got all of these fucking niggas, these horny ass niggas running up into the fucking forest. Everybody's like, da-da-da, oh shit, like yo, they really
What is
can't
this
do
feeling?
it. Mind you, these fucking girls, yo, and it's why I say, don't trust these bitches, bro. Swear to God.
It was for the greater good, bro.
But
That was a good plan.
it was a good plan.
Also, I love that in the Japanese they call her seaweed.
Yes.
That's just
Yes.
hilarious.
yes,
Yeah.
'Cause she
And
looked like-
basically
her hair
said,
looked
yo,
like seaweed.
these niggas being pervs, as per usual, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And then the fucking
There's female-only cars in Japan on the train, so
valid. And the fucking censorship squad got these niggas the fuck up out of there. And the girls all chilling like, all right, let's explore the forest now. Very chills, bro. I thought, like, honestly,
Oh.
it was a good plan.
This
But don't
is-
trust these women, bro.
the thing I love about episode 5 is it turns into a shonen.
Yeah.
Because
yes,
because Anna just goes full main villain.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, bro.
I'm like, damn, she
Right.
got superpowers.
Like, yo,
now?
she's chasing everybody. Like, yo, since when was she able to run 100 miles
First of all,
an hour,
how did
bro?
all of them get up on that tree branch? They were just on this high
Climb.
ass tree.
You know
The
what I'm
one
saying?
that she jumps
Yo,
off.
they was on the steps at first, and then next scene they just chilling on the tree branch.
Just
They're
They're
Watch
Spider-Man.
everybody.
I was
Like,
like, all right,
You
cool.
You just climb. You know, you just be climbing shit.
Oh,
You
man.
know,
Anna just went full shonen. And
she out here breaking branches
bro,
and shit.
the
running
scene
fast.
And talk about
where after one hilarious when Tanakichi finds the porn stash and then goes, people are into this with the gay porn.
Yes.
That and then when he's like, yo, like I was doing this because I was a hostage, but now I understand. He's like, I may not be big horny like all of them, but you know, it's about expression, the greater good, that shit. And goes to save Blue Snow. That whole scene of Anna's body reacting to it being Tanakichi and her not understanding, bro. See, that was one thing in English when she jumps off the cliff, which was absolutely hilarious. Jumping
Right.
off the cliff, making the rainbow with her fucking love nectar.
Yo,
I was weak.
Underrated.
In English, she looked like in Japanese.
By the
she
way,
just goes, like
niggas
I
love
can't do
love
it.
nectar out here. Just
Big
saying.
facts. She's like, I can't do it, and just jumps. In English, she goes, I don't want to live in this world anymore, and jumps, which they're not gonna say in Japan. But to me, like, it hits a little bit harder with stuff like that.
bro, she's really the equivalent of yo, do it be squirting. Like, that's the type of
I
time.
swear
Like,
to
it's
I-
faucet, bro.
Yo,
Like-
bro, that shit is crazy. Like on sight,
Bro.
like she
On
just
sight.
she just be wet, and it should just be.
Like, you'd swear this nigga Tamaguchi is what do you call it?
Tamaguchi?
Yeah, that's his name, Tamaguchi.
Tamaguchi.
You
bro.
you swear this nigga you swear this nigga was like Michael B. Jordan or Idris Elba.
Or no, I think who was
That's
it?
what
I
you
think it
think
was
it's
at R.
about.
Kelly shows. It was some old R&B art, like old school
Drip,
R&B
drip, drip.
artists. Not just that. They're like bitches used to be washing their panties in the bathroom sink after, like during the show and shit, and after the show. That's really what type of time he was
I'm
on.
about to say if she got the sticky icky when you take it off, I swear to God, yo, I'm telling you, she get crazy.
But this nigga doesn't eat mayo. Crazy. Oh boy.
Still don't.
Anyway, so then so basically we go to episode 6, right?
Facts.
And niggas is out here trying to make what do you call it? Sex toys.
Shit was underrated.
That
This
was,
was
that was
nigga.
funny.
She was.
This
What did they
shit
say?
was
They were trying to say sex
crazy.
AIDS. I think it's what
Sex
they
AIDS.
was trying to call it sex
Real
AIDS,
quick,
right?
last thing in episode 5, just before we fully get
Go
into
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
The jokes of just straight up, where I've heard people like, yes, let's spank hands, bitch. That's a hit. It's like, you know, that's a high five. That shit and we're gonna go into these man's holes, like shit like that.
Oh, yeah,
it's the little
brother.
things. It's like, And him react. I love how it's the stern reaction. It isn't playing the long. It's like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you like this?
See, I like the Mansholds one.
That Mansholds
but there's
one's
some of
crazy,
them.
son.
But what do you call it? Some of them just feel. I mean, obviously.
Yes,
I'm
we talked
nitpicking.
about this with the forced because
It
it's 3
just
minutes.
feels forced. I'm like, damn, like you couldn't
Yeah.
have come up with some. Because I know she be having some clever one-liners sometimes. I'm like, damn, you
It's
couldn't have
more
thought
aggressive
of some.
in English,
Yeah,
dog. I'm telling you.
Bro, but the thing is, like in the episode 6, you saw more of it because I swear to God, like episode 6 had more dirty commentary than 4 and 5 combined.
Oh, yeah.
like, on
Episode
some
6
shit.
was wild.
You know,
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it about her character? I think it's interesting because like I almost feel like she's like compensating for like the fact no one else can like make jokes like this, so she has to be like almost like pseudo edgelord about it. You know, where
Yeah,
it's
basically.
like every other line from her has to be like a sexual like
Dink.
reference. You know,
How could I forget? She dropped one of the greatest bars in episode 5 when she was talking to Homie, where she's like, you think I'm so noble when I'm really just a fish who's afraid of being out of water, so I just keep practicing swimming. And then she's like, in the meantime, you're a cheetah who does everything but run. You're a cheetah who keeps trying to fly and keeps trying to swim instead of run. So you don't even understand how good you are. Like shit like that. That was a bar.
yeah, it is.
There
dude.
was no reason for that to be in this show and come from her character.
I'm a peacock cap. You gotta let me.
Literally, that shit was like,
Right.
that shit was fire. I was sitting here, I was like, why is this in this show? But now it's even making this more and more credible.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's-
Also, before we go to episode 6, I got to shout out Son for really coming to Homegirl Rescue because and it was about to expose Blue Snow. That we really did leave that out.
I was hoping
And-
she did.
Yeah, I was hoping so too.
Because it would have been a better. I feel like it probably would have been a little bit of better plot. It was like,
Yeah.
damn, my best friend and my classmate is also my worst enemy.
Right.
If it was closer to the
I
end of the
swear-
show, yes.
Yes. Yeah. I want to call this nigga Tatsumi so bad, but I'm not gonna call him Tatsumi. But I swear to God, this nigga came out the blue and was just like, "Yeah, I'm Penny Man. Yeah, I'm here for the fucking rest."
Bro, that's the thing. In English, like the phrasing for that, where he's like, oh, I'm like, where he didn't decide his name.
Undecided.
He came in, first of all, he came in with the All Might voice.
Yeah, he did.
Like changing the voice,
That's
full All
awesome.
Might voice. And he just goes, my name is To Be Determined. Like, bro. It was a great scene. There was your character development. All right, let's
Yes.
go full into Extra Horny episode 6.
Ah, yes, the sex aids.
Yes.
We out here trying to make
Yes.
pocket
I
pussies.
swear
That's
to
crazy.
God,
Yeah.
this episode had nothing to it but softcore. I was watching this shit in Chipotle, son. I swear to God, I was like, wow.
Oh no, not in public.
Right. I was watching
Chipotle.
shit. I was just like, damn, son, I feel a little nub. I said, oh shit. I said, damn.
That's why I was in my basement when I watched it.
Bro. All right. So they're trying to do the sex toy thing. The first joke where they're like, yo, like see how it feels. And he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, yo, just use your fingers. Like you don't gotta be weird about it.
Right.
And then when she goes, you're kind of good at this, huh? Like that shit, the jokes going into sis eating it, where it's like, oh, you could just clean up your mess after. Wildly aggressive.
Out of pocket. My man's out. He's like, oh yeah, that looks like fingering. Oh yeah. My man's was really had his whole hand up in there, like
Yeah.
Niggas end up creating a vibrator, have seaweed make it, and then
Also,
damn.
her being naked in the fucking lab.
That makes sense.
Oh, Seaweed was trying to fuck.
No,
she-
I genuinely
Nah,
don't think
I-
she's not.
She's one of those
Definitely
like
not.
she's just like she's curious about the shit, but like kind of oblivious. It's like
Yeah.
situational
She
awareness
doesn't
is just
understand
zero.
like being in a sexy situation.
But she wants to understand it from a scientific.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She ain't
only
bite the
the
apple yet,
flies,
basically.
yeah.
Pretty much.
She like
Yeah.
that. She like that nerdy scientist that like doesn't realize, you know.
She's
and, like-
Velma.
Yeah, she's Velma basically. She's Velma. to
She
the
can't
shit.
see without her glasses.
Double
She
cheeked
can't see
up.
without her glasses. But when she come out in that cat suit, like in the movie, yeah.
Yeah, that going into the whole thing about it's a power. What do they call it? A power orb.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Where-
That's what he
Oh.
called it. The
Yeah, Anna ends up getting it and putting it on this neck. See, I thought I was glad that she put it on a necklace instead of being cheesy and be like, I want to keep it close to me and put. I thought they were gonna. Be,
No,
would
I
love to
thought
see her put it in
I
her
thought it
panties.
was very gonna be predictable, and she put it in
Yeah,
her.
so I'm glad
Yeah,
that she made
yeah.
a necklace out of it.
Yeah.
Also,
It looked nice, too.
there was it did. So there was foreshadowing with when Sis was like, "Oh, guys can use vibrators too."
Oh yeah,
Like
when they
shit like that.
when niggas said that the fucking head of your dick is like a fucking big ass clitoris.
That was
Like,
jokes.
Aren't all dicks just engorged
Yes.
clits? Yeah.
Well, clits
Yeah.
are tiny penises. So
Yeah.
Tomato.
and then
Ew, you be having sex with somebody with a little dick.
Fellas,
boy, you nasty.
Is it better for it to be big?
Dick's a dick. I don't know.
But and then of course the broken controllers.
Yeah.
Also, homie Gorilla.
I knew
I was
that was
literally
gonna happen.
thinking. I didn't know how it was gonna happen. I thought Sis was gonna be fucking around with it.
No,
So-
bro, I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, like they don't have the technology know-how to like make sure like
Make
shit
it
doesn't
proper.
break. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it had to have, yeah.
Also, I was wondering before he came back. I was like, we haven't seen like homie who looked like a monkey in mad long.
The gorilla dude.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then he pops up when they're all like, yo, you're big horny. That's why you gave her this fucking vibrator. So they're all like turning on him. And then he pops back up and went, anything weird about her? I mean, nah, her boobs weren't vibrating more than they normally do. Like
Right.
everything seemed fucking normal.
Meanwhile, in the next scene, her
Normally.
shit is going like,
that shit was hilarious.
I was like,
bro.
nah, there's no way.
Bro.
My man, fake Tatsumi is out here giving out gifts and
Calling him
shit.
to fake
I'm
Thompson.
telling you, it's
Fake
just
Tatsumi.
honestly, it's easier to just go with Tamaguchi.
Fake Tatsumi.
It's not racist, but feels racist.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. But anyway, yeah, so she's out here trying to figure out what's this sensation? Why am I vibrating? But it feels good. While also trying to attack my guy. Man, look.
There's so much going on, bro.
There was a lot. There was a lot going on. That was an epic chase scene, and then she gets him in the room.
Yep.
Damn, it was like
I'm
Bro, I
not
thought-
gonna
I
lie.
thought-
I'm just saying, yo, you unwrap a champagne bottle, the way that they had the graphic going on.
Bro,
Yeah.
these graphics are hilarious.
They're
From
great.
the first time where he got horny
Bro,
with the seal.
The seal was crazy. Then they had the
seal was
worm. The
great.
worm.
Yeah.
It was,
The
yo.
worm is great.
Did you
worm-
notice
the
that the
fucking
worm is
giraffe,
supposed?
bro?
The worm is like because the seaweed gives him the worm. He's like, oh, take
Yeah.
this, and that worm is literally in like almost every scene.
Yeah,
It's just-
he's
yeah.
like the worm is like the sensor.
Yep.
It's so good.
Crazy.
Ah,
Oh,
boy.
God.
But yeah, man, almost uncorked the champagne bottle. It reminded me of my boy Krim.
Krim is crazy.
But if you know, because the champagne bottle almost got emptied out like Krim.
Oh god.
R.I.P. a real. Actually, no, not even R.I.P. 'cause he not dead. But shout out a real nigga.
This shit's crazy. This shit's crazy,
I can't
bro.
even.
I mean,
With
bro,
the,
like, it got real though, because it was like at one point he says, "Oh, she might try to R-word me," and I was like,
Yeah.
I
fuck.
thought, yeah, I was like, damn, like,
Oh,
I mean,
like,
they
he's
really
not
going
wrong.
there?
She's literally doing that, but it's also partially because she doesn't understand.
I understand,
Right.
like, what the fuck's
Like,
going
But
on?
the thing is that like, yo, it's a whole different form of like anime culture, right? Because you think about anime, like you think about Ibisu Sensei, like this nigga was dead as a
Yeah.
pervert, bro. Think about Naruto, you know what I'm saying? But like, and it's just the double standard that it is that
Yeah.
when women are on that type of time, like, you know, when women are like sexualized, it's kind of like more so accepted despite of how you know, how horny they are or however like they're projected.
Well, it's funny because he kind of went back to like in the beginning of the episode when they were talking about making the sex aids for the guys, and he was like, "All right, so like, what about the girls? Like, we not going,
Yeah.
you know, keep it 100 both ways?"
Right.
And they're like, "Ew, no, like the
They don't
heck?
need full toys.
They don't
We'll
need
just teach
full
them how to
toys.
flick the bean.
Fuck, like they're not savages like you."
That's how they said it in English. Yeah. And also, with that, it's like at least you can tell that, as I said like last week, this isn't just about making dirty jokes. It's also about them trying to educate the teens. Because the reason they're making the fucking sex toys is because they go, all right, we got these people understanding their like horny emotions, and the kids are literally like, yo, what do we do? Like, I have this feeling, I have this burning in my pants.
I got this
What do we
this
do?
feeling
Inside my-
anymore.
Like, you know what I mean?
I've forgotten what I started.
And my thing is like,
fighting
can you
for.
just imagine being the one person who understands like sexual shit and the rest of the world is like that?
No, no,
Just how
yeah.
frustrating that would be.
Kind of like almost like the Matrix, right? You ate the blue, the red pill or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're seeing the world for
Matrix.
what it is, and you're
This
just
is the hentai matrix. That's what
Maybe.
this show is.
Oh
Possibly.
my god.
possibly.
Well, there it is.
But yeah, man, it was wild.
It's definitely jokes. And I
bro.
swear to God, if y'all are following along with us, bro, like, yo, next week we are gonna be covering what we up to.
We got
what was
7,
it?
8, 9.
7, 8.
We are halfway
9.
done with the show.
Let's
and-
say, old girl was out here
Yeah, it only went for one season, which like
yeah.
You know,
because I looked it up after like I watched a couple episodes and I was like how like was this like a manga? What was this before? And like it was a light novel series
light novel makes
that
sense.
turned to a manga that turned to an anime, and it seemed like the manga went on for a little bit longer. So I don't know if there's like extra parts or if like maybe this only got one season. That was it. 'Cause
tough.
it didn't do very well because
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it. You know, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
I found
though,
about it from
like, yo,
TikTok.
and the thing about it is like, yo, a lot of times, sometimes it takes a minute for shit to get picked up for a
Yeah.
second season. Like, think about it. Like,
Yeah.
yo, we did Devil as a part-timer.
Part-timers coming out, what,
We're
this
the
year or
sec-
next year?
Yeah, it's about to say, like, Devil as a part-timer. We did it without even knowing that a second season was about to come out. Now we know, yo, second season about to come out for Devil as a part-timer.
And that was another show where it's like a lot of people apparently didn't
Like-
appreciate it as much when it first came out.
Exactly.
So it having that second life makes such a big thing. And I kind of did the same thing when I was looking it up. I didn't expect it to be a second season, but when I first Googled it, the first thing that came up was, is there going to be a second season?
Yep.
And the responses were, they never confirmed or denied. So I guess it was one of those where they were like, we're going to try and put it out. I guess the numbers weren't that good.
Yep.
But if it has this second life,
Yep.
because like Devil is a part-timer, I feel like in a lot of like most people who are more than a casual anime fan know about that show at this point.
Yep.
And a lot of them had the same reaction we did, where we were like, oh, we thought this was going to be some super lighthearted palate cleanser. This show is real, has real plot, and we want more. And
Light novel.
It takes, I mean, even with
Manga.
ReZero, think about how good ReZero
Anime.
season 1 was and how long it took to
Yeah.
get season 2 of ReZero.
Light novel.
It's
manga,
like
anime.
y'all put me on
Exactly.
ReZero, so it's like
Yeah. Well, there it is.
y'all put me on that, which is
Shit was so
fuck
good.
y'all for that.
I'm crying. But nah, once again, if you guys are following along with us, for next week, we're gonna do episode 7, 8, and 9. And yo, shit is lit. Honestly, like it's funny. Like, yo, if you need like a good, like, just laugh, if you got really into sexual humor, this is like the perfect anime for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
You might not want to watch it around other people if they're people that won't understand.
Or if you're a
Yeah,
horny person
yeah.
like me, definitely don't watch it in Chipotle, because then you're gonna be sitting there with a fucking hard knob
And we sitting there like, homie, the giraffe getting up.
Exactly. And honestly, yo, like, this was a good episode, bro.
This shit is funny. I like how first of all, the fact that the mom and Anna have those fire like PMs.
Yep.
Their shit looks super cool, and she seems like a good villain that they're gonna keep having to deal with. Also, speaking of ReZero, fun fact: the Japanese voice actor for Tanakichi also voices Subaru.
No shit, that really him?
Yeah.
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 I
John
fucking-
told us
looked
this
it up.
earlier.
I was thinking, I was like, he sounds so fucking familiar. Who
But
the
you couldn't
fuck-
put your finger on it.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is it? Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's for my dub watchers, the guy who's doing the English voice also does Armin and Dark Shadow from My Hero.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So I know a lot of people like the My Hero dub,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
There
My
it is.
mom included, yeah.
Well, you did say that before. Well, we was talking about other stuff, but you know,
oh man,
not to quote out of the box, but the wise people once said, "So long, farewell to you, my friend."
that dude didn't age.
Bro.
His daughter was on TikTok.
First and
and was
foremost,
like,
did you see the TikTok of them doing a remake for that? For the out of the
yo, like
box
with
people?
him currently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's tough.
yeah.
It really warmed my heartstrings. And shout out to all of y'all, you know, if y'all have seen Out of the Box, because that's one of my favorite childhood TV shows. And, you know, this was a great episode.
This was a fantastic episode. This was a great time. Recorded a little bit later this week. Episode coming out a little bit later this week, but it's all good. Well worth it.
Yep.
Ruben, aka at Red and Mavericks, thank you for coming on once again. You're really on this pod pretty much. Like the same thing. Like Matt got integrated. We're like, yeah, Matt's a part of the podcast. Like it just fully happens, you know. Thank you again. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're gonna continue to be a part of us moving forward. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
Just whenever y'all need me.
Yeah, guys, definitely check out his podcast, Hoops and Hefeweizens, from my Mavs people. Y'all probably, I can't even talk, I don't know other Mavs people, so y'all gonna hear about this from him. So definitely make sure to check out his podcast with, is Squish on it like full time now?
He's supposed to be, but man, his work, his
Yeah.
it gets
Hospital
in the way
life.
sometimes. But yeah, it gets in the way sometimes. But we try. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's Squish and yeah,
Done.
Don Denham.
Yeah, anything else you want to plug or talk about?
Nothing, man. Just thank you guys for having me on. This shit's always. I'm telling you, man. This is. I know people might listen to this might be mad at me if they come from our circle of the world, but this is probably my favorite podcast to come on. So I mean,
thank you,
besides my
thank
own,
you.
like like it's you guys
I
are
mean, you know.
funny as hell, bro. Like, and the editing. Shout out to Matt. Like
No.
everything.
Shout out
you do?
to
Oh, you do?
shout out to
Oh,
John.
shit.
Respectfully, I love Matt. I love
Matt has a sounding beautiful and
Yeah,
makes the
Matt,
editing
yeah,
easier.
Matt,
please.
great
Yes.
sounding, but
Yes,
yeah,
but-
man. Like,
I give
Word.
credit where credit is due because editing is not an easy job.
Yes. And shout out John, real life for editing, bro.
I'm
Swear
actually,
to God.
and JT just requested me on Instagram. I'm gonna decline it right now.
record,
if you want his at name, it's say no, stop.
for the record,
Hey,
for the record, Ruben
don't fuck.
came at me first. he requested me first. Yeah. I was just following suit.
Yeah, man, y'all are fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank
We owe
you.
it to you, bro. But like,
Yeah, the next time you're gonna be on, Mark Cuban's gonna be on with you.
We'll see.
That would be some shit. But that is it for us this week. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. We are at Saratobi Sports on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I got a bunch of TikToks to post from previous episodes, so definitely look out for that. And on our YouTube channel, go subscribe to that Saratobi Sports Podcast. And you guys can follow me on Twitter at Offended Narwhal, especially my Mavs Twitter people. I don't tweet often, but when I'm watching these games, them tweets be bangers. All right, guys?
Barely.
big facts. You already know the vibes. Yo, Worldwide West in the building because everywhere I go, I leave a worldwide mess. You can find me on Instagram, Worldwide West _11.
You have the hen dog like Shannon.
Yo, and that nigga's a bad example. Nah, but real life, man. Just make sure y'all stay safe. You know, all my Ramadan people, stay up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
No,
Ramadan.
Happy Ramadan.
Nah, deadass. It's just crazy. Yeah. But Black Lives Matter, as always, and yeah, be safe, y'all.
Oh, that was a lot right there.
It's
I
just
know.
because he had to take more pauses than normal.
No, I got you.
For
It's been a long week.
reasons. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, you can follow me on the Twitters, J_Thomas_24. I be tweeting about the Nets. Apparently, I be tweeting about the Knicks. I guess.
Shout out Jerry Ferrara.
Shout out Jerry Ferrara. Shout out Turtle. Shout out all the Knick fans that made an account
Yeah, probably.
magically in
Talking to you.
2019. Which is the most annoying thing about Twitter. But yeah, and just about drink water and be nice to people.
What about
There
the
you go.
bartenders in service?
Yep.
What about the nematodes?
Nematodes are people too, and women belong in sports, and that's what I'm gonna end with that.
Listen, if for you guys who actually make
Shout
it
out
to
Maria,
the end of the podcast.
Shout out Maria Taylor.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I bangs with her too. All right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for you guys who actually make it to the end of the podcast, I appreciate you because usually there's always just some shit that happens. So we will catch y'all next week.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down. I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion.